What's going on, boys and girls? This is your boy Turgon the Wise coming at you with a new video today. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever it is you may be as you're watching this. I wish you all well today. And we are approaching quickly, although it doesn't feel quickly, the 5 week point of my 17th season playing Lord of the Rings Rise to War. Um, we are on day 33, so I'll just show you what's going on with the season. The target tab, we're on day 33, so that's 2 days before we hit 5 weeks into the season. And really, at this point, pretty much the outcome of the server is pretty much done, and probably has been done for quite a while. Just because really there hasn't been too much in the way of competition this server. Let's go to the map and we'll talk you through some things here real quick. This big old purple blob here is my team, which is Yudz. And we have two other distinct blue kingdoms on the map. Up here is whatever this kingdom is. Let's click on it and we'll find out. Elf. And then their partner, who's their partner? Unit? Yep, Unit. And basically, like, for the most part, out west is just kind of being left alone. These guys are like in their, I don't know, fourth or fifth season playing the game. They're pretty new. So, like, we're not the kind of people who like to beat up on people like that. We want to give them some space to kind of play the game and continue developing their commanders and their gear and stuff. We don't want to like make a bunch of new people quit the game. So we leave them alone for the most part. Iron has had some, little comings and goings with them, and there's also this other group, Sons of Durin down here, I believe, SODN, and there's just some light skirmishing here, and then you see this one red pin on the map there. There's a little bit of some friendly PvP happening between this blue kingdom and Yudz, with this blue kingdom being Iron. They're actually our partner, so and then there's this XELM team up here that's goofing. At some point, we will merge our two kingdoms into one. Probably going to wait to do that until after we get the uh, countdown for the end of the season. Idealistically, we'll get that countdown as soon as possible, hopefully. So we started the season on a Friday, and today's a Wednesday. So we'll be hitting day 35 in 2 days. That is 5 weeks into the season, and it'll be a Friday. Typically, based upon experience, they like to end seasons like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and then you get sent to bag end like Wednesday if it's Tuesday or Thursday if it's Wednesday, something like that. So I'm just gonna pop open my little calendar here to make some. I love doing this every season, is try to figure out what's going to happen and guess. Probably most of the time I'm wrong, but at least I try. So Friday the 29th of November is when we hit 5 weeks into the season. Uh, 6 weeks into the season will be Friday the 6th. 7 weeks into the season would be Friday the 13th. Ooh. It's pretty doubtful that the season is going to end, before this date. It would take an act of God. With any luck, we'll get the 8-day countdown Sunday the 8th, and the season would then end on Monday the 16th, and then we could go to bag end on the 17th or something like that. Or maybe the 8-day countdown, because it's not actually 8 days. It actually probably is 9 days or something like this because of the way that time works. Because like it says 8 days, but really it's like 8 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds from the moment it starts counting down. I believe. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident in that. So really, you take a week plus the day plus the day. So I'm gonna guess the season is gonna end no later than the 17th of December, which would put us, what, 2 weeks? That this will be day 49, 50, 51, 52. This would give us a 53-day season. It would be lovely, developers, if you're out there listening to this and you can, like, do something. It would be great if we could get this season over at the 10th. There is not a whole lot. Look at all the pins on this map. The only red pin is 1.1 million deaths over here, and not even a million deaths down here. Like, this server is beat, beat AF. So, 53 days is probably the more realistic cutoff date, but if it could be 46 days, what did I say? For 53 days would be the 17th, so 46 days would be Tuesday the 10th, which would mean we will be getting our cutoff timer this Sunday, the 1st of December, which happens to be my birthday. Yo, devs, give me a nice birthday present. I want to get out of here because this server's been boring, as I've been talking to everyone about, and everyone is well aware of, both on my YouTube videos and in game and in Discord and hell, in real life. I've even been talking to my wife about how boring this season has been because literally no one from the very moment. I think there was maybe 8 hours of semi decent fighting that happened around day 11 when we came into the Darklands from the east and we fought Vsop and 1T between these two passes right here. And that was it. Like, they have not tried to really make any kind of a unified effort to fight us anywhere ever the whole season. We've gotten more fighting from our partners, Iron, than we have from three other teams. Now, they do like to, I like to call this, they like to play the hermit crab game. And for those who are beachgoers, you probably know what I'm talking about, where, like, the wave comes up, and when the wave goes away, that's when the hermit crabs come up, and they start, like, trying to find stuff to eat or attack things, and then before the next wave comes, they bury themselves back down into the sand. So, um, that's kind of how they've been playing against us here. Um, where, like, they'll come up and they'll hit us over here a little bit, or they'll chew away. RUSC, their spawn region is the Darklands, so like 1T and VSOP will uproot them over here, and then they'll pop up over here and start taking our tiles or working their way towards the keep or kill a fortress, or it's just like guerrilla games, and it's I hope they're getting some enjoying out of it from, their players they're individually having some fun doing these kind of like little exercises, but then realistically it's all kind of small game stuff. There's nothing big or particularly exciting going on. So um that's basically been the server in a nutshell. We're just preparing to kind of clean up a couple of these. You take a couple of these regions down in the south, defend over in here. Maybe take this one we just took, Pelagrir, just to kind of create some space, push them out, just do something. Keep moving forward and get some positive momentum and engagement across the team. And yeah, maybe on Sunday we'll get that 8-day timer. That would be super sweet. I would really like and appreciate that. And before the season ends, like I said, we'll form one unified kingdom with Iron, and hopefully we'll get a couple of little war games in before that happens, either in Southern Anduin Vale or Central Mirkwood. something like that. Who's over here? Is that XELM over there as well? Yeah, they got the Elven King Halls. Good on you guys. So that's what's going on around the server in a nutshell. Not to complain or whatever, but you just expected a little bit more competition from two teams that essentially wiped the whole map in their last season. But such is life. It is what it is. That's what they decided to do. It seemed like that there was some interest in maybe trying to do something, but then the person who reached out to me never followed up. So that's life. Let's check out the leaderboard, which really doesn't personally mean much, but our top person on the server with affluence has 73,000 affluence, and it is Kevin's from Iron. Very, very good, active, strong player. And then you've got some other guys over here. Jax Callie is with Iron at the moment, and at some point he'll probably jump back over. Captain Nitun's the top player for Yudz. If you're looking for somebody other than Yudz and Iron, you're going to have to scroll down quite a bit. Cartal over out in the west, all that farm out there. Nice. 57,000. Very good. Ozzy's with Iron. Nice. Good to see you, Ozzy. Seems like he's pretty active too. He's got all that affluence, or at least he's farming quite a bit. Alderon from KOTV. So there's some variety here. Merit. We got a couple guys with 3 million. Of course, at this point last season we had like 50 guys with 3 million. So a stark contrast this season to last. And really there's nothing to show that's very different from previous over here in terms of the fellowship affluence leaderboard. Yudz up on top with 4.4 million, Iron next with 3.8. It'd be interesting to see what this number ends up being when we combine the kingdom, if it just straight up adds together and goes up to like what that would be 8.2 million, something like that, or if there's some sort of evening out that'll happen. And then you got Unit out in the west, Forageway, 3 mil. RUSC at 2.4. Guardian, 2.4. And then VSOP and 1T. Commanders, I don't even honestly understand at this point what the point of having this in the game is. It doesn't really, in my opinion, tell you anything. I suppose the only thing that it could do is kind of give you an opportunity to check out what other people are working with, and that can be interesting. I'm unranked because I'm a scrub at level 47. It must be nice to actually get PvP somewhere to get those last 5 levels, or just sitting at a tunnel and fighting Iron. I mean, if that's just really not how I like to play, but some people, they got to do something, and I ain't going to judge them for that. Season like this, you got to do what you got to do to get whatever enjoyment you can out of this game. Let's see what's going on over here. Oh, some people have attacked me. Oh dear. Let's get some fresh reinforcements out here. Let's check out some reports, yo. Let's see what happened here. Oh no. What happened? I gotta check out this one too, see what's going on. But this is an interesting report. Not really interesting at all. This guy got absolutely flattened. Let's check out his commanders and gear. Yeah. He's got yeah, he's got the right idea. Just needs more upgrading. He's got the right, he's got the right foundation set. It just needs to upgrade things more. Undying damage build, interesting. I think of Undying more as a tank than a damage dealer. And am not high on the fillet set at all. It's better than nothing to be sure, and you've got the right pieces of armor here, although I think his focus is a little bit low. Instead of putting all these points into something that's going to increase focus damage when you've got a shitty focus stat, I would take 5 points out of Black Numenorian and divide them into Hunting Expert so that then you're getting more physical damage because his attack rating is only 193. You want it to be like over 200. If you had Hunting Expert, then you would be getting that, but you don't, so you're not. Uh, And then also you get some initiative stacks too if you had this up to 5 instead of 10 here. So something to think about, young whippersnapper. Otherwise, I mean, the 87,000 damage was the best across the board. Your Sauron just isn't quite tanky enough to deal with what I got going on over here. The amount of damage that I have is overwhelming, and I'm basically just absorbing everything that you did to me. All in all, I would say um, that formation, considering its gear, overperformed. This guy is very determined to take this 180 tile or 150 tile. I'm sorry. Like, what do you do? Mm, okay, why didn't you take that? Why aren't you taking the tile? So silly. Let's see if we got any other reports here. This is just a silly report. I was cutting off someone. This isn't even a formation that I'm running as a viable PvP formation, so we'll skip over that. This guy got flattened here. Poor guy. I really like this formation. I think it's exceptionally strong. Saruman does good damage, and all of the other intangibles that he brings to eat into White Council and inflict madness and stuff is just, it's disgusting. Like if you look, let's just look at a couple of things real quick in this report, even though it's a really lopsided report. One of the things I really enjoy about the new reports menu is this anomalies caused, anomalies encountered. So you can see, how many times Sauron has inflicted madness or stun. Dane inflicted a stun. Saruman inflicted 3 madness. So a lot of stun, a lot of madness, and this guy just had no chance. He was probably just either beating himself up from all the madness or not doing anything at all as a result of all those stuns. So yeah, I really like that formation quite a bit. It does really really well. Here, there's a White Council and evasion, but there's just not a whole lot of damage in this army, and this guy is not by any stretch of the imagination a whale. This is solid here, but he's running a purple harp. Yo, quick question, buddy. Why are you putting all those golds into Aglos instead of putting them on your commanders? Just, I'm not judging you, but I wouldn't do that. Like, all those gold items you put into leveling up this one item, you could be putting on your other 3 commanders to make this whole army much stronger, because all that did there was nothing really. Um, but we all are learning as we go in this game. Let's see if I can find any other reports here real quick. Not really. I mean, mostly my main army has been getting reports because it's been sitting over where RUSC is constantly attacking us in Lamedin. And then I literally used my B army to get myself relocated over here in Horondor. But over here a couple days ago, or yesterday, I should say, got some good action here. This is over by Effieldwath Keep. I was hanging out in the fortress, and they zerged me here. Took him several tries. This is my second formation. It's got a good, solid Gil-galad. 61,000 damage from your tank is not bad. I really like this setup on him quite a bit because, the evasion doesn't apply to him in the first couple rounds because he's using swans. So to make up for that, we use the evasive action. And the damage is really good. And then we've got Gandalf the Grey, high command, decent focus. So he's amplified the White Council. He's beefy from the Divide and Conquer set and all the unit defense. He's got over 100 unit defense on these Cav Archers. Plus, you add in not Sauron, Gil-galad's R5 or R4 to it. I keep saying R5 because I'm from before the 2.5 update. It's just all that language is stuck with me. Everyone knows pretty much what I'm doing with Beorn. No surprises here. Something will make him a little bit quicker so that then you don't have to worry about him really getting maddened at all before he turns into a bear and cannot be maddened anymore. Some of you might be wondering, how does that work, Turgon? Well, when you have his skin changer skill maxed out, then once he turns into a bear, he can no longer be stunned or maddened at all. And that happens on round 4. As soon as it's his turn in round 4, he becomes a bear. And you can't stun him or madden him anymore. And in some ways, some people argue he is a better damage dealing commander than Dane because of that. He has that extra intangible. It's toss up, and I think it depends on which one has higher respect. If you've got two Z10, if you got a Z10 Beorn and a Z10 Dane, then maybe the Beorn might slightly edge out to the Dane due to that. But I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts and comments on who's the better damage dealing commander between Beorn and Dane. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And then also I've got the Shadow going on here, and his focus is still a little low, under 100. But you know what? Just like I was saying with that other guy, I'm not trying to pump a whole bunch of damage into his focus skill. I just want the target's -10 defense for one round to proc, and then the rest of my points go into hunting expert so that I'm boosting up his physical attack. So once this reaches 8 stacks, that's going to increase it by 24, because 3 times 8 is 24. 24 plus 161 gets you up to 185. That's pretty close to 200, the 200 mark that I would like to hit. I've been looking at different ways I could possibly swap stuff around to make it higher, and ultimately I just don't know if the juice is really worth the squeeze, because he's got quite a lot of beefiness, between the unit defense you get from High Elfalberg, plus the Fortitude, plus the Divide and Conquer set. He's pretty beefy. Almost probably about as beefy as you're going to see a Shadow get. And I don't know how much better he's going to be if I were to do something to switch stuff around and give him maybe might here. I could probably do that and keep these two same pieces of gear. Do I need the extra -5% physical damage received from Fortitude? Maybe not, and then his damage output will be higher, and then this army overall might be even stronger and more viable. But I don't know. I'll test it maybe and see. It's just some ideas. So this guy's formation that I was fighting here is not a whale, but it's not, I don't think, terrible. I don't see, there's just that one purple piece. Obviously, these two commanders are his damage dealing commanders. Yeah, I mean, lots of purple. Poor guy. Majin Buu. Boo. Yo, DBZ was my jam back in the day. Showing my age a little bit there. And then he just hit me again. I guess with what he had, pretty similar result. Almost killed my Beorn, took out all the units, but and then he finally refilled all the way up to 76 and massacred me my 16. I still took a little chunk out of him now. A little chunky chunk. So those are my top two formations at the moment. You know, I'll continue tinkering and goofing around and such as the season wears on. Let's see what happened over here. Uh, these guys are jerks. Well, that fort's not going to complete anyway, so let's just send him. Is he still there? I guess he moved. I thought that army still seemed like it was there. Oh well. So that's really all I have overall for this week. Yo, do I got some Bayorlings here? Level 40 Bayorlings. Let's sweep that with our army here for funsy onesies. This Falgren is a nice sweeping army. It's not, like I said, anything that's really particularly viable at this given particular time. For PvP, I'm running, all purples for tanking and mostly purple on Undying, kind of the double tank approach. Could upgrade this. I mean, my Gimli has been kind of a Frankenstein recently, and the Legolas is the same. Just some stuff to kind of goof with them a little bit and do some sweeping. Let's see how he did. Yeah, it's not great, but it's not bad. I'm still mad about this report. I needed those. What do you mean? You try to be nice to people and let them have some nice things, and then they go and do things like that. Oh, I've got a friend. Yay, Shogun. Thank you, sir. I'm going to go take this tile, and then I'm going to try to reinforce my army again, if I can. Let's just go to the map. I probably need to send my dear friend Frodo back to refresh these reinforcements. I will probably wait to do that until after. Wouldn't make sense to send Frodo on a 50-minute walk with reinforcements before you take what you have out of here. So just a couple little minor tips and tricks for people if you're like, oh man, what's the best way of doing this? Just a little forward thinking never hurts. Um, so yeah, that's really about all I have for everyone today. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments below. Give me a shout out on Discord. Looking forward to the expedient conclusion to this riveting season. And I'll be back hopefully in a week to 10 days to provide you with another update and or maybe a season recap. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Thank you all so much again. For those who are celebrating, have a happy Thanksgiving. If you're not celebrating, then I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. And I'll talk to you all soon. Turgon the Wise, signing off. Take care, my friends. Cheers.